Hello and welcome. I think we're on day 3 of my 21 days of busting some of those limiting beliefs that are holding you back from achieving your full potential in your professional life. Today we're going to talk about this little nasty voice in your head that says, I'm not good enough for that job. That voice is the one that stops you applying for your dream job, stops you going for that promotion, makes you think even when you've got the promotion that you're not good enough and that somebody's going to find you out. It's really dispiriting. It's really a very negative, limiting belief. I mean, all limiting beliefs are negative, right? It's how we can spot them. When we find ourselves in that spiral of negative talk, we can go, oh, hang on a minute. There's a limiting belief at play here. Now, quick word on imposter syndrome. A lot of people are talking about imposter syndrome and a lot of people think they have it, okay? And actually, I'm going to say imposter syndrome is the imposter, not you. Imposter syndrome is the imposter. This idea that because we feel like we're not good enough, we've got imposter syndrome, actually, it's too broad. It's too big a thing. Imposter syndrome is like the big umbrella of negative self-talk that covers all kinds of stuff. And what actually is it that you're feeling? That's going to be the most important thing for you to figure out. So if you think, oh gosh, I've got imposter syndrome because I watched something or read something and, because I don't feel good enough to apply for this job or to even be in this job that I've got, what's really going on? Yeah, and that's my challenge for you today really, is to go, right, what's really going on when I think I've got imposter syndrome? I believe that what's often the case is that we are feeling fearful. We are concerned that we don't know enough. We are concerned that somebody else might be better at that job than we are. And hey, all of those things might be true. But what we need to do is reframe them. What we can do is reframe them. If the fear is, oh, I don't think I know enough to do this job, learn. You have free will. Figure out, ask yourself, what is it I don't think I know enough about? And then visit Google, visit the library, get some information, learn what it is that you think you need to learn to plug your knowledge, okay? If it's that you feel like somebody else would be better at this job than you, I'm going to suggest we just accept that. Yeah, there probably is. In the whole world of millions and billions of people, probably you're right. Probably there is somebody else that would be better at doing this job than you. Okay, but you are the one who is here, ready and willing to do the job. Okay, if you've been employed, if you've been recruited to do the job, you are the one for this job now. It's not that you needed to be the best person in the world to do it. That's not what they hired you for. They hired you because you can do it to a high enough standard to be able to be worth paying to do the job. So the important thing is to just pick apart this thing rather than go, oh, I've got imposter syndrome and that's why I can't do this. Dig in a bit deeper, right? What is it that I'm actually worried about? What is it that's making me have this thought? What can I do about it? And you might have to accept it, or there might be something you can do. However, what I'd really like you to do today, okay, instead of focusing too much on the why not, why can't I do the job, why am I not good enough for this job, I want you to focus on why you are good enough, because it's my belief that that little voice is lying to you, okay? It's an imposter, it's lying to you. You are good enough for the job that you want to do, especially if it's your dream job. Okay, you wouldn't be even thinking about applying for this job. You wouldn't even be, and you certainly wouldn't have been employed to do it already if you weren't capable of doing it. And yes, you might need to learn something else. Yes, you might need to develop. Yes, you might need to grow into the role, but you are absolutely capable of doing all of those things. What I would really like you to do is comment in the comments today on the video. Let me know if you're watching live, give me a hello. Let me know if you're watching later on the replay, that's also fine. And just put a little comment in there and let me know whether you've ever felt like, yes, I've got imposter syndrome, or whether you've ever felt like, oh, I'm just not good enough for this job, okay? And then what I'd like you to do is counteract that thought, counteract that comment, by commenting with one thing that you are super proud of achieving in your career, okay? And I don't mind how big and impressive or how small and seemingly unimportant that is. Hi Alex, gosh, I haven't seen you for ages. How lovely to see you today. So let me just reiterate that, make sure that's clear. First of all, let me know, have you ever experienced imposter syndrome, felt like you're a bit of an imposter? Have you ever felt like, oh, I'm not good enough for this job that either you want to go for or that you've already been recruited into or promoted into? So we acknowledge it, and then I want you to counteract it with sharing something that you're really proud of achieving in your career so far. So for me, okay, I'm going to say yes, I hold my hand up. I have felt like this myself in the past. When I was 26, 27, and I got recruited, promoted into my first management role at DFS Furniture in Cheltenham. Shout out to DFS Cheltenham. I was manager there. They'd been open 5 years. Pretty much everybody in the team was older than me. They'd been in there since the beginning, since the store opened. And I really had all of these butterflies, all of these doubts, all of these fears that I was not going to be able to do this job, okay? But I carried on. I had faith in the fact that people who knew more about this stuff than I did had hired me, and I figured they had years of experience and they couldn't be wrong. They must have seen something in me that maybe I didn't see in myself. And I kept going and I kept learning and I kept making mistakes. You know, we all make mistakes. I kept making mistakes, but learning from those mistakes and developing through that period. And it comes and goes. You know, you don't get imposter syndrome and then, or you don't have doubts and then figure them out and then never have doubts again. You know, you get those doubts. They come and go. They're normal. They're natural. It's how we react to them. It's how we react to that negative self-talk that really counts and really keeps us going. So I might, if I was listening to this and I was reacting to this, I might say, yeah, I felt imposter syndrome when I got my first management role in my 20s. I felt it big time. Probably didn't have a name for it back then, to be honest. Anyway, and then write something that you're really proud of in your career. Well, if it was at that time, I would have been saying, but I am really proud because I got hired to do this job. I got hired to be in management in this company, and I was actually the first female to ever become a manager in that company, a store manager. So I was hugely, hugely proud of that achievement. And now, of course, if I look back over my career, if I look back over my business life, so I've been running this coaching business now for nearly 12 years since I left my retail management role, and I can think of things that I'm hugely proud of in the business as well. So I'm proud that I started it. I'm proud that I ran it for several years in Gloucestershire before relocating to Devon. I'm proud that I kept going through the pandemic. I'm proud that I relaunched and got going again down here. I'm proud that I got help. I'm proud that I hired coaches to help me to improve my business. So lots of things that I could choose to be proud of. But you know what? If you'd asked the question, or if I'd asked the question differently, if you said to me, what's something that you're not proud of, it would come like that. It would come so quickly, because isn't it true? We remember the one thing that went wrong rather than all the things that went right. So I would really like you to comment about whether you've felt imposter syndrome, whether you feel that sometimes you're not good enough, and also with something that you're proud of. But I'd also really recommend that you make it a habit to record all the things that you're proud of on a daily basis. Have a little success journal and create a lasting record of the things that go right in your professional life. For one thing, it's great to read it back and remind yourself that you are good enough. And for another thing, on a more practical level, it's great content for when you're updating your CV or your LinkedIn profile, or when you start a business, or whatever you want to do in the future. So that's an extra tip. But really, all I want you to do today is to let me know whether you've ever felt these feelings of I'm not good enough, and also let me know something that you're really proud of in your career in the comments below. Finally, if you are looking to get a bit clear, to banish some of these negative limiting thoughts and to move on in your career, and you would like to book a free career clarity session with me, you can do that on my website, louisejenner.com. Tomorrow on this live, because I'm doing it every day for about 21 days, tomorrow we are going to deal with the limiting belief that employers only look at qualifications and therefore my CV isn't good enough. That's what we're on tomorrow. In the meantime, have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day. Oh, I'm just going to have a look at this comment. What have we got here? I think this might be Alex typing in for me. I can't really see very easily on the phone. Oh, it's quite a long one. Thanks, Alex. I'm going to read that, and I'm going to enjoy reading that and the rest of your comments today. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.